this is going to be a general reading for the sign of Leo. So we're not really asking specific questions. We're just going to take whatever guidance comes out. Okay, and these are general readings, guys, so they won't resonate with every single person. So take what you need and leave the rest. If it's not your story, that's okay. Then it's not your story. This is for Leo. What's going on with my Leo people? Okay. What is going on for Leos right now? Okay, just gonna get a few more cards. Okay, Leo, you know, I don't know. I just got this weird tap in that like like that you've been working hard at something, you know, like you had sort of a vision set on something that you were working towards. Maybe to do with finance, I'm not sure, but this is like momentum. These are both like momentum cards, but as soon as the 10 of Swords came out and the 8 of Swords, I got this heavy feeling in my chest, like you hit like a bump in the road that there's just, sorry, I tend to giggle in readings, but it's not like a reflection of like the feeling behind the cards. It's just like, whatever, it's just how I talk. When the cards hit me funny, but this hit like real sadness, like I don't know, like someone being on the road to something that they thought was like gonna be prosperous and then just like hitting a wall. And yeah, again, as soon as these cards came out, I just got like a knot in my chest of like sadness. So I'm not sure like what you've been working on, and if you maybe sort of hit a place of recently of like disappointment, heavy disappointment where something just didn't work. And maybe kind of has you like, it's almost like you put all your faith and hope into something and we're kind of charging right towards it, and a wall was hit in a way that just kind of left you flat on the floor and left you a little bit stuck, sort of mentally stuck, feeling like you can't move, feeling sort of bound up, devastated for sure. Let me just see if I can get some more clarity on these swords. Get one more card. Leo, was this a person that you were dealing with? You know, for me, this is like leaning heavy towards that maybe you were like, you've been like putting a lot of energy into possibly a relationship, and you hit a place where maybe it's possible that you found out that somebody was keeping secrets, juggling, and it just knocked you flat on the floor. Again, this will not be everybody's story. This might just be a message for, you know, a particular person out there listening, and that's okay. But this hit hard for somebody out there. Whatever happened, this was like charging right into something, and wham, like something out of the blue, some kind of deception, some kind of Two of Pentacles, you know, doesn't always come up as juggling, but if I'm, you know, reading it correctly in this sort of sequence, especially with Seven of Swords here, it's like maybe you found out that somebody was lying to you, keeping something from you, and maybe it had to do with some kind of third-party situation. I'm sorry if somebody out there is going through that right now. But it's funny because if you just look at the overall color change to this next set, this is kind of like this Knight of Wands is kind of an emergence. So I don't know if you went through something like this in the recent past and you're kind of finding your footing again. Let's see. It's like Knight of Wands has got like passion in their hands and is riding right towards something. And what they're riding right towards is a balanced union, a beautiful union. Just would seem strange to me to be rushing from this into this. Although it's not impossible to move from this kind of energy and find something really off the heels of it. But I just want to get some more clarity between this Knight of Wands and this, okay. Okay. So with Four of Cups on top of these cards, okay. So I feel like whatever this is, whoever this is for, whatever you were riding towards and you just hit that wall and something went down, some major disappointment just kind of had you like in a space of being stuck in your head, unable to really get out. This is like, this Eight of Swords is very much like unable to get out of the funk, right? It's like where you feel like you should be able to shake it off, but you can't, and it's like, this woman is like stuck in a spider web and she's got the tools to cut herself out, but she's almost like she can't see the tools. So this is being really stuck. But to me, this is more like mentally stuck about whatever happened. And so it's like where you want to be experiencing your passion and riding right towards, it's almost like you have a desire to be in this mode again, where things felt like forward momentum and things felt like good and you were like running right after something. It's like there's this desire in this stuckness to be in that, like that when you were in this chase mode, you thought this is what you were moving towards. Like this is actually like a marriage card too. So I think that there's like a part of you that might be stuck because you still want to be like riding towards, it's almost like what's tapping in is like missing this feeling, because this is really similar to this. And then, well, what comes out to clarify on top of it is Four of Cups, where that's not what's happening. And this is like you sort of sitting in self-protective mode and saying no to this cup of love that's coming in. I don't know if whoever like did this, whatever this situation was, I don't know if that's this person like bringing in this cup of love. And so it's like behind it are all these things that you thought it was, but you can't say yes to it because of what went down. And then you have Six of Wands reversed, right? And Six of Wands is usually a victory, but this is like victory turned on its head, because this came out clearly in reverse. And I don't really read reversals in this deck. but this definitely wanted to be in reverse. And so this is to me reading as almost like your victory, what you thought was victory sort of crashing down on its head. It's like you don't see victory here anymore with what you thought was going to be like a perfect thing. And this is just sort of like, nope, this is not where my victory is. I cannot say yes to this anymore. You know, although the desire is probably there under the surface to feel this again, whatever it was initially, you cannot overlook whatever went down, whatever happened. This is heavy, heavy, heavy energy. Whatever happened to you, Leo, this is heavy energy. This is devastated. This is being stuck in your head. And this is like finding out something about someone that was just like not okay. Something happened that was like not okay. And it like put you flat on the floor with 10 swords in your back. And, you know, I understand not being able to say yes to that again. So then it kind of trails out to, this is like, so Two of Wands is like finding your balance again and sort of the beginnings of like cultivating the vision of like what you want your life to look like, but not really being able to dive into it. Everything here is speaking of not being able to take action, but like maybe being on the precipice of thinking about what next steps are moving out of this energy. Let me just get some clarity on like what you're sort of future visioning about. Okay. You know, this might, again, this will not be for everybody. This is like a heavy read, Leo. This is almost like you sitting and looking out the window and like dreaming about reconciliation, right? But it's like there's too much here blocking that out. It's like your brain is probably maybe stuck. Like this stuckness could be you just being stuck in the nostalgia of the way that the momentum that you had in this thing before you hit this wall with whatever this situation was. This is like almost being in the nostalgia of it. Like, I feel like this was probably kind of shocking, kind of caught you off guard. There's not really a tower moment here, but that's just the energy. Like what the sentence that keeps coming up is hitting a wall, which when you hit a wall, it's kind of takes you by surprise and it's sudden and it's has a huge impact, right? So it's probably taking some time to like digest this. And so it's like there's this in between of thinking about the beauty of it and the beauty that you maybe thought it was going to be, and like sort of sitting there and revisiting in your head the nostalgia of what that was like. And this is probably just a lot going on internally if you did go through something like this. This is tough. This is tough energy, Leo. Again, I'm like, sorry for, if you are experiencing something like that. I'd like to kind of take a look at what's coming down the pike for you. It looks like, something went down that was super painful. And it just kind of has you in that in-between space of like reminiscing about the past and not really being able to move on, not really being able to move forward. So let's see what's coming around the bend for you, Leo. What's coming around the bend for you? And again, this won't be for all Leos. This could be just something that somebody out there is going through that I might be connecting with their energy. What's coming up for Leo? Sometimes the cards will like touch down with me with emotion, and so whatever in that sequence with that 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords, you know, 7 of Swords thing that went down, just like touched down with like a heavy sad feeling in my chest, and it's sort of still like reminiscing there. Sometimes I pick up emotions in reads that are not my own, and this one is heavy. This one is heavy. Someone out there got hurt. Someone out there is feeling it. Okay, what's coming up around the bend for my Leos? I almost kind of need to breathe off that energy. Okay, that's what we want to see. Yeah, that's what we want to see. I'm just going to get a few more cards before I start talking, but this is, there is movement for you out of this stuckness. That Seven of Swords wanted to come back out, but if it wants to come out, it'll come back out again. I just, I don't even want to see that guy in this reading in your near future. Whoever did whatever they did, hoping he doesn't pop his head back out again. Okay, too many cards. Okay, why is the Tower here? Get one more card. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is like moving forward in the near future, Leo. This is putting it down, where you may have been feeling stuck in that Eight of Swords energy, stuck in that web. This is where you have cut off the webs. And this is putting down what doesn't work for you, and moving away from it and moving towards calmer waters, moving towards a brighter, something brighter. Putting it down, is it heavy? Absolutely. Six of Swords is always a heavy feeling of leaving something behind, but it's sort of like packing your bags and sort of busting a move that you need to do for the, you know, like the betterment of your spirit. And I think Six of Swords is not really ever easy, leaving something behind. You know, but this is always moving towards calmer waters. So that's good. And what's great is that's followed by the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a really empowered place to be in. This is near future for my Leo people. This is moving into a space of being in your power. Nine of Pentacles is like the Empress, but in minor arcana. And this is where Nine of Pentacles, she is, and tarot is not gender specific. You could be a man or a woman, but it's a woman in the card. So that's why I refer to it as she. She is getting her balance, finding her groove, finding her power. She is learning what she needs to keep and what she can give away. And usually in traditional tarot, this is a woman who's got 6 pentacles on one side and 3 on the other. And the 6 are what she can keep for herself, and the 3 is what she can give away. So this is where you learn that you have to keep a little bit more for yourself than what you give away. But it's learning that balance that you can share of your time, energy, love, yourself, but that you need to keep a larger majority of what you give for you, to take care of you. And so this is a very empowered place. Sometimes this can speak of luxury. You know, so if the loss that you went through wasn't to do with love, if it was anything to do with finance, this is you definitely getting back on your feet with that whole situation and finding your balance again. But if it has to do with love, this is also kind of the same type of idea. Getting back into your power and finding your balance. And this is a really centered Nine of Pentacles for me is kind of like, this is a person who is really okay to be on their own. they have enough to give to you know, be in relationship or whatever and engage in other things, but they're really okay also on their own. This is not like a person who is lonely on their own. This is a person who has found the balance. So, you know, Leo, sometimes when we go through those really hard things, you know, they're incredibly hard to walk through, but ultimately we find our balance and we become much stronger. And I think that that's something that's going to be happening for you in the next couple months, is just really finding your strength and your balance and your center. And that's really beautiful. And this is a place where you will sort of be able to get back in touch with your heart and, you know, to be able to find a deeper sense of love, but to just be able to be more in touch with that loving place instead of being stuck. This is getting, you know, back in touch with your heart and your emotions, and that's really beautiful. Now, you have the Emperor card here, which to me is also like a symbol of empowerment. This is also, you know, if I were doing a love reading, right, just a simply love reading, and this was like energy coming in at you, I would say, not great. But when you're sitting in this energy after being hurt, after being knocked down, this is a good energy to sit in, because Emperor is kind of like, this is the way I like it, and this is the way I do things, and I'm going to do things my way. And if you don't like it, hit the road. You know, this is, Emperor comes in a way, not being too flexible with others. And I think when you've been hurt, like, this is a perfectly acceptable stance to be in. This is, you know, it might be a stance that you need to be in to be protective of yourself, right? So the Emperor can be a little bit rigid. So I guess, you know, there's always advice here with Emperor to just be mindful about not being too rigid, but I don't think you will be with the Queen of Cups here. There's a nice balance of being empowered but not dry. Queen of Cups, there's a lot of love here, but I don't get the sense that this is sort of relationship oriented love. I think this is more to do with you getting, you know, back in touch with your self-love, especially with Nine of Pentacles moving into Queen of Cups. I think that you will, you know, it's very nice to see an Eight of Swords energy move into something like the Fool, right? Because this is sort of where you start to let go of the fear of outcomes and the fear of things that have kind of bitten you in the past. And this is where you get that sort of new momentum to dive back into life again. So it's beautiful that the Fool is here. Now, Tower is here. This is like, when I clarify the Tower, you know, sometimes the Tower can be like a sudden moment of upheaval, but I feel like that has already kind of gone down for you. So I feel like the clarifiers that came out are here to say that, like, where you have experienced this sort of like upheaval that just turned your entire life upside down and caused you, you know, a bunch of worry, insomnia, sleepless nights, being stuck and stuff like that. It's clarified by King of Cups. So I think this is a place where you are coming, like at the tail end of a tower, what happens is there's a peaceful path after the Tower moment, right? So you go through this upheaval and things are really hard. And it's like unexpected and it's sudden, kind of like what I was saying about hitting a wall. And then, you know, there's all this worry and being stuck in your head. And so in the future, you might be kind of still processing this like stuck in your head energy, but then what clarifies that and what's kind of flowing through, on the top of that is emotional balance. And King of Cups is like a very well balanced, this is almost a similar energy to Nine of Pentacles, right? But not exactly the same. King of Cups is like where you find your capacity to love, but you're not like, this is just a way of being balanced with emotion and love, where there's a capacity to love, there's a willingness to love, but the King of Cups does not just get like immersed in the water and lose himself in the water. He's able to maintain balance with his emotions, although cups are all about love, and he's got this giant cup of love. So I think this is just like you coming into balance with your emotions after such a hard time. And it's really beautiful that it comes from the Fool to this, because it's like diving back into life, but with a really well-balanced emotional beingness kind of about it. So this is very nice for future momentum coming out of whatever it is. Like whoever that initial read was for, going through something really hard like that. It's nice to see this Six of Swords here. It's so nice to see this Nine of Pentacles here. All of these cards here, you know, with exception of the Nine of Swords, which is just kind of, this is just a worry card. And I guess when we go through, you know, hard stuff like that, there's going to be a tendency, there's going to be a residual of like being in our heads and worrying. It might be that you're worried about that kind of upheaval happening again in your life. But I think with the Fool here, you'll be able to let that go, and conquer your fears and kind of dive back into things. But I think you'll be doing it in a more balanced way. Like in that first spread where there was a Chariot, that's just like charging forward, you know, and like just moving super fast. And so this might just be you kind of moving into a space where you no longer really will be charging headfirst into things. You'll be doing it in a smarter, more well-balanced way. This is kind of someone who has learned how to mediate their emotions and isn't really messy with it. So this is a nice balance to come if you know, if things have been done in more impulsive ways in the past. With super fast movement, this might just be where you find your groove and get like a better pace at the way that you dive into things, like a smarter way, a more well-balanced way. This is, especially with the Nine of Pentacles here, like a balance of knowing what you need to keep and what you can give away in terms of like love, energy, and time and things like that. So I think that this is a beautiful place to be moving. Yeah, so, you know, I know whatever that first read was is something super tough to go through. So I'm just going to say, you know, hang in there, Leo. Things are going to improve. You're going to see some improvement. And it's going to come with some letting go, and you'll be able to do that. You'll have the ability to do that and move forward and kind of, see this like peaceful, clear new path in front of you, and you'll know what to do because you're going to be feeling empowered. If you're not yet feeling empowered after going through something painful, you'll be stepping back into your power. And I think that you'll be stepping into your power in a new way that you may have not even really experienced before, a new sort of balanced way. And sometimes that's how it is when we go through really hard experiences. Sometimes, you know, as we heal and we go through it and we start to know ourselves on an even deeper level, we come back stronger and we come back more solid, and we sort of come back in even a better version of ourselves than we were before the hurt happened. So I see that playing out for you, Leo. Okay, so that's your reading. Hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, you can go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow the channel. And if this did not resonate with you, you can feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising. You might find more resonance or you know, even a broader spectrum to your story over there. And yeah, I just want to thank you for coming out and receiving this reading today. I really appreciate your support to the channel. Okay, take care, Leo.